గత 15 సంవత్సరాలుగా ఎన్నో వేల మందిని ప్రభుత్వ ఉద్యోగులుగా తీర్చిదిద్దిన సంస్థ హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ ఇప్పుడు ఆన్లైన్ క్లాసెస్ ప్రారంభించిన సందర్భంగా ఏపీ, తెలంగాణ గ్రూప్ 2, ఎస్ఐ, కానిస్టేబుల్, ఆర్ఆర్బి, ఎస్ఎస్సి బ్యాంక్ ఉద్యోగాలకు ఇంగ్లీష్ మరియు తెలుగు మీడియంలలో 2,999 రూపాయలకే మరియు ప్రతి సబ్జెక్ట్ను కేవలం 499 రూపాయలకే అందిస్తోంది. పాత ఆర్ఎస్ అగర్వాల్, కొత్త ఆర్ఎస్ అగర్వాల్ రెండూ కలిపి 999 రూపాయలకే. ఆర్ఆర్బి 50 ఇంగ్లీష్ మరియు తెలుగు ఆన్లైన్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ కేవలం 99 రూపాయలకే. వివరాలకు హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్ మొబైల్ యాప్ ని డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోండి లేదా 9032200190 లేదా 9676525789 ని సంప్రదించవచ్చు. హర్షిత్ ఇన్స్టిట్యూట్, చుట్టుగుంట, ఏలూరు రోడ్, విజయవాడ.
See, after completion of Delhi Sultanates, this is the very important a topic, Vijayanagara Empire. Is it Vijayanagara Empire in the Indian history itself, even though in South Indian history, especially we will discuss even in Andhra history, along with Indian history also, the topic is very important, both histories. Indian history along with the AP history. So we briefly discuss something regarding the Vijayanagara Empire. See, Vijayanagara Empire was started 1336 AD to 1565. But after 1565 also 100 years lasted that Vijayanagara Empire from another capital city. Actually, the name and fame has gone. A great damage for the Vijayanagara rulers or Vijayanagara Empire with what happened in the 1565 means a great war was occurred in between Vijayanagara empires and Bahmani kingdom. I mean, allied of Bahmani rulers, means in between the Bahmani rulers and Vijayanagara empire or Vijayanagara rulers. So, in that the war was occurred at Tallikota is a place called Tallikota is there in the Karnataka itself. So also known as Rakshasa Tangadi. In that much of ritually they means Bahmani rulers did in that particular war. That's why the historians called it Rakshasa Tangadi also. But in the Muslim version is it Banni Hatti. Anyhow, either Banni Hatti or Rakshas Tangadi or even though Tallikota war. With that war, a great empire lost her position, a damage for and started to decline. See, few years means afterwards few years, maybe around 1668 or 65, the empire means the rulers of Vijayanagara, especially Aravidu dynasty, they were ruled from Penugonda. So that is why the Vijayanagara empire, the name and fame has gone after 1565. Is it enough? Even though after 100 years the rulers were ruled Vijayanagara at a different place. So what are the sources? First of all, who is the founders? What is necessary to found it? This all we discuss later. First of all, what are the sources of sources of Vijayanagara Empire. The sources are nothing but first one is archaeological sources. First one is archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. Archaeology is a science in which unable to us studying old mounds in a systematic manner in a successive layers and formed a material life or get material life of people. So this is a great definition for archaeology. I said already in the previous classes also. So archaeology is very, very important. But the Archaeology Survey of India, that is ASI, came into existence. Archaeology Survey of India came into existence in the year December 1861. The year 1861. Under archaeological sources, we have two types of evidences. One is, under archaeology, one is epigraphy evidence. Another epigraphy evidence. Epigraphy is nothing but study of inscriptions. Study of inscriptions. This one also very important. Epigraphy is nothing but study of inscriptions. Actually, these inscriptions were come out by diggings of archaeology department only. But in that inscriptions, something script is there. So the rollers of those period, they were erected on either major means rocks or copper plates or whatever it may be. So script is there. So anyhow, there comes under the archaeological sources. Archaeological sources. Especially epigraphy source. Epigraphy evidences. Epigraphy evidence. And what are the such evidences are there? Such evidences are there for under the epigraphy. So what are those? What are those? So what are the such epigraphic evidences? Under archaeological evidences, archaeological sources, epigraphy. So what are those comes under epigraphy? What are the inscriptions regarding? So number one is Chennapatna or Channaparayapatna inscription. Channaparayapatna is a copper plate inscription. Channaparayapatna inscription of Harihara II. And come to next to Sripuram copper plate inscription of Devaraya II. Devaraya II. And then the Devulapalli copper plate inscription of Immadi Narasimha Raya. So these are few inscriptions are there. Just very few inscriptions are there regarding the Vijayanagara Empire. These are giving some information regarding these people. But you come to next to under archaeological evidences, numismatic evidences. What are those Numismatics is a study of coins. These coins also came out by digging. These are very, very sources regarding it. The Vijayanagara rulers depicted on coins with different animals. So either bull, even though elephant, but most important, Ganda Berunda bird. That Gaza means Ganda Berunda. So Ganda Berunda is nothing but double eagle, that means dual eagle. So it's very, very important. It's one kind of bird, Ganda Berunda. And these type of coins also gives us information regarding the Mauryan Vijayanagara Empire. But along with, during time of some coins, for in the examination point of view, what are the names of, or what is the name of gold coins? Before them, or before the Vijayanagara's empire, dinars are gold made coins. But these gold made coins, particularly in the age of Vijayanagara, they called as Varahas. And the silver made coins. They are nothing but tars. During the time of Delhi Sultans, tanka. Even though copper made coins also available, the name of jitals, copper, bronze made coins are jitals. So these coins gave us evidence regarding the Vijayanagara empires. The study of coins is nothing but numismatics. These numismatics evidences, epigraphy evidences, the both comes under that means archaeological evidences. Archaeological evidences. Along with these archaeological evidences, few more literary sources also are there. Few more literary sources are there. What are those literary? What are those literary sources? What are those literary sources? Literary sources. So, literary sources, especially Ganga Devi's Madura Vizayam. Ganga Devi's Madura Vizayam. And Sri Krishna Devaraya's Amukta Malyada. Sri Krishna Devaraya's Amukta Malyada. Then Allasani Peddana's Manu Charitra. And one more important, Raja Rajanatha Dindima. Rajanatha Dindima's Salu Vabhyudayam. These are very, very important literary sources regarding the Vijayanagara Empire. See, Ganga Devi, she is the wife of Kumara Kampana. She himself written regarding his successful evidence expeditions on Madura. That means Madurai. Her husband Kumara Kampana is a son, one of the son of Harihara one. So, but clearly, she written in this book regarding his husband's successful expeditions on Madura. So, Ganga Devi. You come to Sri Krishna Devaraya. Sri Krishna Devaraya is one of Vijayanagara ruler. He is the greatest of all those Vijayanagara rulers. He written something regarding one important book, Amukta Malyada. The book he is written in Telugu language, but he had very interest to learn Telugu. He said he gave a statement regarding Italian of the East. How much of sweet is there to while learning and while speaking the Telugu. But basically he is not a Telugu, he is a Kannadingi, Nagari script. So Nagari script. So, the Sri Krishna Devaraya written the Amukta Maleda. In this book, what the sources regarding the Vijayanagaras means, the political system, not only political, especially political, along with, he written in his book something, a great Alvar or Vaishnavite, a female Vaishnavite, Andal. So, Andal. He started to write this book when he was at Chandragiri Fort in Andhra. So, the book donated to Srisaila Brahmarambika Mallikarjuna. Especially, he is very favorable and are devotee of Vaishnavism. But one kind of he is showing some partiality towards the Vaishnava, such a one propaganda on him. So because of, to avoid such kind of propagation, he wantonly at the last two, in some pages, complete the book when he was there in the Srisaila Brahmarambika Mallikarjuna Sameta temple at Srisailam. There he was completed and donated to the temple. So something avoid such type of propagations regarding Vaishnavism. See, when he was there at Chandragiri Fort in Andhra, in the district of Chittoor, Alasani Peddana also is there. Alasani Peddana is one of Ashtadiggjas, those patronized by Sri Krishna Devaraya in the court of Bhuvana Vijaya. So he too, along with him in this Chandragiri Fort, he written one Marucharitra. But this is the main evidence of the society of Vijayanagara, especially the caste system. Especially caste system. Not only along with, so Ayra Raja Ramabhadra and Tenali Ramakrishna, or even though Mukutimana, Nandiyalaya, means Rajara, that means the very particularly Madayagari Mallana. So there is some Pingali Swarana, such type of some important this means poets also are there. They patronized by Sri Krishna Devaraya in his Bhavana Vijaya. They also written him some books. So among all those Ashtadiggjas, that's very, very important. So Ashtadiggjas were patronized Sri Krishna Devaraya. What is the court of Sri Krishna Devaraya? In Bhuvana Vijaya. In that Bhuvana Vijaya, how many poets were patronized? 8. They were popularly called Ashtadiggjas, among who is very important, Alasani Peddana. And very one more famous character, Vikata Kavi, is nothing but Tenali Ramakrishna. So some information is necessary if they will ask exam. The choices are there to ask in the examination. If you come to Rajanatha Dindimas, the Rajanatha Dindimas, the particular book, Salva Bida, it's a very, very important work for Salva Narasimharaya. Is one and only very important ruler in the Salva dynasty. Salva dynasty. He patronized a famous a famous poet, that means Pramuka means the main Vagyayakara. So Annamacharya. So that Annamacharya also the means belongs to the same area. Annamacharya belongs to the same area. Same, that's Chandragiri Fort. Actually, Saluva Narasimharaya, the Saluva Narasimharaya previous work as Amaranayankara of Chandragiri Fort under Sangama Rollers of Vijayanagara. Sangama Rollers of Vijayanagara. After Devaraya II, no one is capable in that situation. He captured the power of Vijayanagara. He was ruled from Chandragiri Fort. The fort is there in the Chittoor district of Andhra. So, very close to Tirumala Tirupati. Tirumala Tirupati. The famous fort was constructed around 1000 BC. Yadava Narasanayaka he is the Salva Narasanayaka. The famous Chandragiri fort was written by, was constructed by means Yadava Narasanayaka. A great history is there regarding the Chandragiri fort. Chandragiri fort. And you come to Vijayanagara sources point of view. These are very, very important sources of Vijayanagaras. They are literary sources. They are the literary sources. And next to very important sources, these are the major foreign accounts. Foreign accounts. Foreign accounts. So many travelers who visited Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara Empire. They left some of their accounts in India. So do the different rollers time. Out of the first one, the foreign accounts, the person is Ivan Batatu. Ivan Batatu is from Morocco, an Arab country, Morocco. So, Ivan Batatu, he came to the period of Harihara. See, then one more famous personality is there. One more famous personality. The person name is Niccolo di Conti. Is an Italian. Even Venetia is a part of Italy. He came to the period of Devaraya 2. So Devaraya 1. Devaraya 1. And next, Abdul Razak of Persia, or sometimes Arabia. Persia came to the period of Devaraya 2. Devaraya 2. He left a very, very important account. He had a number of accounts in India. Devaraya 2. You come to next, Domingo Faes. Domingo Faes. Domingo Faes. He came to the period of Sri Krishna Devaraya. Sri Krishna Devaraya. And next, Barbosa. Barbosa. He too from Portuguese. Domingo Faes also Portuguese. And he too from Portuguese. And he too came to the same period, Sri Krishna Devaraya. Sri Krishna Devaraya. Then the next one is Nunis. He came to the period of Achyutaraya. Achyuta Devaraya. He too from Portuguese. See, they are very, very important foreigners or visited to the Vijayanagara Empire. They left there a lot of experience on the name of accounts. On the name of accounts. See, for example, you take before Vijayanagara's Orugals of Kakatiya, that means Kakatiyas of Orugal or Warangal, during that period only one foreign traveler visit to is none other than Marco Polo from Italy. Marco Polo. But during the time of Vijayanagara, a number of foreigners were visit. So they had a lot of experience. They left in India on the name of accounts only. Here the bits are very, very important. How the bits are asking here. For example, you take literary sources. They were give one side the books, those who written, and from one side group A. The maximum match the followings, and the other's name, and he will ask match the following. For example, Madura Vijaya of Ganga Devi, Salwa Abhidema of Rajanath Zindima, and Alasana Pedana's Manucharitra, and Amuktamale, Sri Krishna Devaraya's Amuktamaleda. What are sources? For example, Amuktamaleda is a very, very important political system. And Salwa Abhidayam, written by Rajanath Zindima, is an important source of very, very important ruler of Salwa Narasimharaya. He is one and only in the Salwa dynasty. So, Madura Vijayam, written by Ganga Devi, so he written in her book regarding his husband Kumara Kampana's successfully expeditions on Mathura. Successful expeditions on Mathura. So, in this way, they will ask and match the followings. Even though here also chances are more, one side they will give the names of the travelers and they will ask they came from where. For example, Ibn Batatu from Morocco, Niccolo di Conti from Italy or Venetia, Abdul Raja from Persia or Arab, and Domingo Fez from Portuguese, and Barbosa also from Portuguese, and Nunes from, he also Portuguese. These people will come to the Hariharas, even though Devaraya 1, Devaraya 2, and Sri Krishna Devaraya, Achyuta Devaraya. See, these are very, very important source. Suppose in exam, what are the major source for Vijayanagara Empire? Or what are the major source to know Vijayanagara Empire? Option A, given options, literary sources, archaeological sources, foreign accounts, none of the above. Our right answer is foreign accounts. Foreign accounts are the major source for the Vijayanagara. So foreign accounts are the major sources for to know regarding the Vijayanagaras. Even though these foreign travelers, what they got experienced in Vijayanagara Empire from one side, and archaeological sources. Suppose according to archaeology, what is the Vijayanagara city? What is the Vijayanagara city? So Vijayanagara archaeology department was said one different way regarding the city construction of Vijayanagara city. For you come to foreign accounts, especially you take your best example of Abdul Razak, and he said one different. In examination, the maximum ask, the chances are more to ask. Now, what are the sources? Okay, next now we will discuss who are the founders when they were established and what are the necessities. You come to the topic, especially just you observe 1336. If you have awareness regarding the particular year, at that time, at central level, who is the ruler? Can you guess? Who is the ruler at that time? He is nothing but Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Muhammad bin Tughlaq. See, Muhammad bin Tughlaq, when he is the ruler of Delhi, in South India, two important kingdoms came into existence. Two important kingdoms were established. So, what are those? One is Vijayanagara, second one is Bahamani. One is Vijayanagara Empire, and second one is Bahamani Kingdom. Second one is Bahamani Kingdom. Just once you see where the exact location of the Vijayanagara, the Vijayanagara Empire came into existence in time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. is period from 1325 to 51. 1325 to 51. What is the exact location? See, in southern part of India, especially river means on southern side of, on the south bank of river Tungabhadra. See, in Karnataka, Tunga one branch, one main river, and Bhadra is one more river. These two join together called Tungabhadra. This one join is a main river in Krishna, in the state of Karnataka. To flow towards down and flow towards east, towards the Andhra. In the district of Kurnool, the Tungabhadra join with Krishna. In Andhra, Tungabhadra is a tributary of Krishna river. Now, what is the exact location? Exact location on western side, very close to the western coast. South of Bhadra, means Harihara, the means founders of Vijayanagara rulers, they established their kingdom on south bank of river Bhadra. South bank of river Bhadra. See, very close to the first one, very close to Anagondi. This is very, very important, Anagondi. The exact Vijayanagara city, that means capital city, Vijayanagara city, was located on exact on south bank of this one. At the time of Vijayanagara city is not there. They started the empire. One village, that Anagondi, is there very near the that Anagondi, they were started. Later they were constructed Vijayanagara city on the bank of river Bhadra, south bank of river that Tungabhadra. Suppose if in the examination they were started at where? That is Anagondi. Anagondi is very, very important, Anagondi. In the Karnataka itself. 10 years after Vijayanagara kingdom was established, one more kingdom in South India on the bank of on the northern bank of river Tungabhadra towards northeast, very close to Telangana, means very near to Hyderabad. So at what is the capital means, that is called Gulbarga. The Bahmani kingdom was established in the year 1347 by Alauddin Bahman Shah. Alauddin Bahman Shah. You come to the founders of Vijayanagara, and Bukkaraya one. The Harihara and Bukkaraya are the founders of Vijayanagara Empire. Are the founders of Vijayanagara Empire. But these two are contemporaries within the Muhammad bin Tughlaq period came into existence. But both are great rivalries, each and every bitter enemies. What is the reason for that enemy? These are both are not a same religions, but there is no any kind of relations. But the main reason for their rivalry or for their bitter enemy in between the both to supremacy or to conquer on Tungabhadra Antarvedi, Tungabhadra Doab, the Tungabhadra Delta. Tungabhadra Delta. That means the area in between the both Tunga and Bhadra. And one more on supremacy over, that is here the one important fort is there, Rayachur Fort. The famous fort was constructed by Pratapa Rudradeva, Rudradeva II of Warangal. Pratap Rudradeva II of Warangal. This is very important. Pratap Rudradeva of Warangal. See, these are two great rivalries were established within the same period, during the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Just now come to what are the reasons you just remember once regarding the Kakatiyas. The last Kakatiya ruler, Pratapa Rudradeva. The last Kakatiya ruler, Pratapa Rudradeva. So Pratapa Rudradeva, he was ruled from around 1289 to 1323 from Warangal. See, he is the grandson of Kakati Rudramadevi. Kakati Rudramadevi. These are the great enemies of Yadava Rajas of Devagiri. Yadava Rajas of Devagiri. Actually, when the Alauddin Khilji became the ruler of Delhi, actually much before to occupy the Delhi throne, Alauddin Khilji as a governor of Kara, he was invaded on South India. He was totally sacked the Devagiris of Yadavas and Kakatiyas of Orugal or Warangal. But these two famous South Indian kingdoms has agreed to become a vassal kings or the Rajas, kingdoms of Delhi. Laterwards, when Alauddin Khilji came to Delhi throne as a sultan, under Malik Kafur, he was sent a great mission to expeditions on South India. Expeditions on South India. Do you remember that? Expeditions on South India. Under leadership of Malik Kafur, in the year 1306 and 1307, the first expeditions was on Devagiris of Yadavas, then the ruler Ramachandra Deva. He was defeated and agreed to pay tribute, and he became vessel of Alauddin Khilji. Later, in the year 1308, even though Prataprudra II of Kakatiya, he too defeated in the hands of and agreed himself to become a vessel of Alauddin Khilji. Okay, that in the year what happened in the 1306 and 7 for the Devagiri, 1308 and 1309 means 1308 and 1309 for the Kakatiyas. What happened after means, these are very very important bits, just you listen carefully. What afterwards, when Alauddin Khilji was seriously fell in ill in the year 1315, there's a great chance for the South Indian rulers. They escaped to pay tribute to the Delhi Sultans. They withholding because of something disturbance is their central level. They stopped to pay the tribute. After Alauddin Khilji's son, Mubarak Khan Khilji came to throne, one news has reached to South India. Under the leadership of Khusru Khan, means with the 10,000 forces, cavalry forces, a huge army, a huge cavalry is coming to raid on South India. When they heard the news, immediately they were pay tribute to the Delhi Sultans. Afterwards, when Mubarak Khan Khilji was murdered in the hands of Hassan brothers, when the is nothing but Khusru Khan was murdered, was killed in the hands of Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq alias Ghazi Malik, and in the meantime, the 1320 and 1325 in between, in that time, that means 1316 to 1320, in meantime, some disturbance there at central level. Then these South Indian, these two leaders encashed, and that too they withholding to pay tribute. Then the Yuvaraja of Delhi Sultan is nothing but Fakhruddin Zuna Khan Muhammad alias Muhammad bin Tughlaq led a great expeditions on South India. He was defeated the Yadavas of Devagiri, and he was defeated the Prataprudra Deva II of Kakatiya. And he was brought him to Delhi. While going to Delhi, himself, he was, that means, in that particular, while across and over Narmada, they was fell into that particular, they wantedly, they was dumped in that river, and he was committed to suicide. Just observe, at that time, beside him, Harihara, Bukkaraya, both are there. They worked previous as the higher employees in the court of Kakati Prataparudra Deva too. But the both were agreed to convert or adopt into Buddhism, means Islam. They embraced Islam, but he is not, Prataparudra too was not agreed to adopt into Islam. Because of his brought him to taken to Delhi. There something will happen. Definitely there he was punished or he was killed him. So that was happened around 1323. He was then the Muhammad bin Tughlaq was completely occupied the Kakatiya's kingdom and merged with Delhi. These Akanna, that means these Hariharas and Bukka both went to and they embraced Islam and they occupied the highest post in the as a divans in the court of Muhammad bin Tughlaq. This is the story before launch the Vijayanagara Empire. Before launch the Vijayanagara Empire. See, after few years, some civil disputes were raised in South India, in the Kampili, a small kingdom, the Kampili itself, against the ruler, against the Nawab of Kampili. Against the Nawab of Kampili. See, and the ruler of the Nawab of Kampili has sought the help from, that means Muhammad bin Tughlaq. Then Muhammad bin Tughlaq is ready to send, he is ready to invade, he is again ready to invade on or go to, he is prepared to go South India. Then on the advice of Wazir, Muhammad bin Tughlaq was sent the both divans of either means Hariharas and Bukkaraya one to suppress the revolt in Kampili itself, because of these two are the local native people. If they will go, the possibilities are something more than the Muhammad bin Tughlaq. The advice given by the Wazir to Muhammad bin Tughlaq. See, same, he was sent and they came and they suppressed the rebellion. While going to Delhi again, the Sringeri Peethadipati, the Vidyaranya Swami, and preached advice to them on the advice of Vidyaranya Swami of Sringeri Peethadipati. The both brothers were established a great Vijayanagara empire on the south bank of river Bhadra. So this is the story behind the launch Vijayanagara empire. This is the story behind the launch and establish of Vijayanagara empire. See, after why after that, why the both brothers were established? What is the reason? The reason is nothing but is the person name Vidyaranya Swami. He is the head of Sringeri Peetha. He is the head of Sringeri Peetha. The person name is, definitely the possibilities are there to ask Vidyaranya. Sringeri Peetha. Who are the founders of Harihara 1 and Bukka 1? These both are the brothers out of 5 sons of Sangama. Sangama. They are the sons of Sangama. So, and why these people established, what is the reason? The reason is nothing but, it's very, very important bit. There the Vidyaranya Swami given advice. What happened during that time now? Swami given advice. You have to establish, you have to be protect Hinduism. So Hinduism or the Hindu religion position is in danger because of during the Delhi's or the rulers or the Islamic people, the maximum people are wantedly and or forcefully they are embracing Islam or means adapted into Islam. Then the survival of Hinduism is in danger. So the Hinduism position is in defense. And the Miss Vidyaranya Swami gave advice, what is the pride of Hinduism? So on the advice of, again these two people, these two brothers were reconverted into Hinduism to start Vijayanagara Empire on the name of the very, very important Vijayanagara Empire, the main one, the main reason to establish that one. So the protect, that means Hindu Dharma Samastapaka or Hindu Dharma Rakshaka, to protect the Hinduism, to protect the Hindu Dhamma, to save the Hindu Dhamma. So on the name of Hindu Dharma, protector of Hinduism. So Hindu Dharma Samastapana, in our India only 2 kingdoms, one is Vijayanagara, second one is Marathwada, founded by that Shivaji. These 2 kingdoms were established based on the same concept. To give the boost to the Hinduism, to secure the position of Hinduism. Hindu Dharma Samastapana. On the name of that, and these both brothers were established the Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara Empire in the year 1336. At the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, when he was ruler of Delhi. Then so what is the meaning of the word Vijayanagara? What is the meaning of the word Vijayanagara? Vijayanagara is nothing but a city of victories. A city of victories is an headquarter of administration and also the center and education center and the administrative center. The means Vijayanagara, which means a city of victories. A city of victories. It's very, very important, city of victories. But from where they were started, that one, Anagundi. Where they were started, na Anagundi. After established from Anagundi, Vijayanagara Empire and Vijayanagara Kingdom, they were constructed the city Vijayanagara. The city is there in Andhra or Kannada. In Andhra, Karnataka, on south bank of river Bhadra. South bank of river Bhadra. But broadly you are saying on the bank of Tungabhadra. Okay, Tungabhadra. But if you will ask either Tunga or Bhadra, so that means the Bhadra only, south bank of Bhadra only. And see from where he was started. It's very, very important. Anagundi. From where he was started. Anagundi. From where he was started, they were started. Anagundi. And there, already Pampa, that means, along with Vijayanagara city, and they were constructed Virupaksha temple. But already the Virupaksha temple is there in the very near the Anagundi. But near the Anagundi. So the Vijayanagara rulers are the devotees of Virupaksha. Means Shiva. Means Shiva. Shiva. They are the devotees of, followers of Lord Shiva. Along with the city, they were considered Pampa means temple also. Pampa temple also. It's a very, very important regarding the Vijayanagara city. So, after, now, what is the different opinions regarding the construction of Vijayanagara city? From traveler side, especially Abdul Razak gave one statement regarding the city of Vijayanagara, and archaeology department gave one more information means regarding the city, and the means archaeology opinion is the different, and Abdul Razak different means opinion is the different regarding the construction of the Vijayanagara city. See what are the different opinions regarding the means Vijayanagara city. According to archaeology sources, Vijayanagara city, and according to Abdul Razak, and in Abdul Razak opinion is the different. See, Abdul Razak is a foreigner. He came to Vijayanagara Empire during the time of Devaraya II. At the time of Devaraya II. See, he came from Persia. He came from Persia. Abdul Razak. He came from Persia. What his opinion regarding the city of Amaravati, means city of Vijayanagara? He said the city was constructed in 7 rings. 7 rings. 7 rings. Which means which means the city was designed in 7 rings, within the there are 7 rings. But what the archaeology opinion regarding the construction of city Vijayanagara, that is in 4 only. That is in 4 only. Is it? Archaeological opinion, just 4 rings, 4. But Abdul Razak 7 rings. According to archaeological sources, suppose this is the first ring. This is the first ring. Around Vijayanagara city, a great high walls, a great high hills, like very high hills, even the densely forest or thickly forest, all together around the city Vijayanagara. So this is here all around the city, high hills along with densely forest areas. Upon the hills, on the hills, some temples were constructed. Temples were constructed. Just you observe, this is the first ring. You come to the second, this means this totally hills, on the hills, some temples around, all those were constructed. And next ring, field with different crops and tanks, in the middle tanks. Somewhere some of the people watch the cultivation, means the crops, they are watching for security purpose. All those on that some kind of, they were stayed on something higher elevation than the surface of the earth, like that. If you across the second, you enter the third. But in third circle, so third circle, common people, in the middle, the common people are in the second, in between second and third. So in that, especially in the third, the trade, means the trade and commerce people houses, and some of the above middle class, such type of people's common people's houses are together in that circle. Suppose you come to last, here especially those who are related to the ruling clan and ruling clan peoples, and all those are in the first circle. See, in this way, the city Vijayanagara was constructed. This is the opinion of archaeological sources. So, why surrounding the Amara, means the city of Vijayanagara, high hills and densely forest areas, they all are just like a natural barriers to protect the city Vijayanagara from the raids of enemies. Just you across it, fields are there with greenery, and some people are watching towards for the security purpose. In the middle, so what means tanks, everything are there in the second. If you across the third one, common, and it means the trade and commerce, all those. If you cross that one in the fourth circle, the totally the ruling clan is there. So this is the structure of city of Vijayanagara. But what Abdul Razak statement, what the Abdul Razak statement regarding the city of Vijayanagara, that means 7 rings. But is it Abdul Razak statement correct, we considered, or archaeology statement we consider, means both are correct or not does not matter for us. In the examination point of how the bit will rise means, according to archaeology's survey, according to archaeology, the Vijayanagara was constructed into dash 7, 4, 3, 4, none of the above. So, but answer is 4. If you come to statement of Abdul Razak, 7 rings. If you come to the statement of Abdul Razak is the 7 rings. See, these are the different statements of the city of Vijayanagara. But anyhow, the foreigners' accounts regarding or accounts on Vijayanagara, while compare with another travelers with Abdul Razak's statement somewhat different. Suppose is another statement regarding the Vijayanagara empire is very, very rich and popular, means rich and powerful and populous. Vijayanagara empire is the very, very important, that important good at sound, and very, very means popular. The most popular city means empire. I never seen such a great city in his life. This is one more statement of the Abdul Razak. But actually, here the Vijayanagara is the important, okay. Even though he is one more statement, the Mutya means Mutyas, that means one kind, some kind of germs. So even though some kind of perishable metals, they were openly sold in the market. That means the diamonds and some kind of perishable, semi-perishable metals is nothing but the gems were sold outside of the openly outside in the market itself. Okay, maybe they sell, but who will buy it? The people are not, I mean the consumers are not in such a position to buy. But sellers okay, but who will buy it now? Because of Vijayanagara's impose maximum, as much as taxes. They can't leave anyone, even though they impose taxes on prostitutes also. That means the Sri Krishna Devaraya was imposed tax on prostitutes, which means the profession of the profession is legalized. Even though such a type of legalization of prostitution is not there, even at present. But during the time of Vijayanagara, he was collect the tax from prostitutes, means the provision should be legalized. Sir, before the Vijayanagara, even though taxes are there on, suppose if any Subhakaryas are there, suppose any tents are there in front of, and they will collect the tax also. But when he came to power afterwards, he can abolish it. So here the main intention of Vijayanagara people, Vijayanagara rulers, the maximum people bought under tax extent. But the tax percentage of tax is not so high. But the maximum people bought under the tax extent. But very, very important, the tax on the prostitutes. How the people will, that means the consumers will buy in such a circumstances to these gems, semi-perishable metals, even though diamonds are like that. And one more his statement of Abdul Razak, I was seen clearly while they are going to shopping, especially the ladies were neatly dressed and decorated with ornaments, even though they loaded their hands with bangles, even though I was seeing such a position of female while they are moving or going to shopping. See, while seeing the female were